Hey everyone, Camden here with the Ranking Ball preview show for March 4th, 2019. Let's go. Here are last night's scores. You have the Blazers over the Hornets, Rockets over the Celtics, Hawks over the Bulls, Clippers over the Knicks, Cavs over the Magic, Pistons over the Raptors, Wizards over the Wolves, and Thunder over the Grizzlies. Thunder were able to come back later in the fourth quarter to overcome a pretty large deficit and beat the Grizzlies. Here are today's matches. We have the Mavs at the Nets, Hawks at Heat, Nuggets at Spurs, Bucks at Suns, Pelicans at Jazz, Knicks at Kings, and the Clippers at Lakers. Here are your sports news. In the NBA veteran Paul Gasol signed a contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. In the NFL, Nick Foles is expected to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mike Pearson signed a 3-year, $9 million deal with the 49ers, extending his contract. In the MLB, Bryce Harper has finally joined the Philadelphia Phillies in spring training. He recently signed a 13-year, $330 million contract. That's a lot. It's crazy. For tonight's featured match, we have the Clippers at the Lakers. It might not be the most exciting game going on, but it's definitely exciting to, with the LA Lakers, with LeBron James. The Lakers have not been doing pretty good lately, and we know that LeBron James wants to go into the playoffs. So, we have both the LA teams. They both play in the same arena. It's always pretty exciting when these two get together. So, you got the whole team, the whole city playing against each other. That's what it feels like. So that's tonight, 10:30 Eastern on NBA TV. Here's your injury report for the Clippers. We got Luke Mbute, he's out, and Wilson Chandler is out. For the Lakers, Lonzo Ball is still out. He might be out for another week. Lance Stevenson is questionable for tonight's game. Here are your previous game starters. When the Clippers last night beat the Knicks, and when the Lakers lost to the Suns. Kind of a surprising loss from the Lakers to the Suns. After that loss, the probability of not making it into the playoffs went down significantly after that loss to the Suns. So it's more of a crunch time more than ever right now for LeBron James to, push himself to get in there. So maybe he's gonna have to, actually start pushing himself on defense instead of a lot of these clips that are coming out of him essentially just being really lackadaisical on defense. So if he wants to push his teammates to get into the playoffs, he's got to show a better example. So for your possible starters tonight, they're pretty much the same as the previous game starters. Here are your average, highest FP average throughout the season. Up top 3 players: Clippers, Harrell, Williams, Gallinari, and for the Lakers, you got James, Kuzma, and Ingram. Those are your top 3 players. Know that Lonzo Ball is not playing; he's still out. He will not be participating in tonight's game. Here's my winning 16 by fantasy by 48 minutes, meaning this is how many fantasy points per minute does a individual player get. Their expected fantasy points per minute. As you can see, LeBron James is the only one which is at 1 fantasy point per minute. Usually there's about 1 or 2 per team. As you can see that in the Clippers, a lot of them, they're going to be sharing the ball a lot. So whenever you see players who have a lot of the same averages, meaning that they're going to share the ball a lot, there's not one player like LeBron James for the Lakers who's going to be scoring the most points and is going to be receiving the most fantasy points throughout the night, or you have to build around him. This is a good time for you to pause, take in some stats for you to use for your advantage while you're going into tonight's uh, featured match. Always like to look at the last 5 games. The Clippers are 3-2, while the Lakers are struggling at 1-4. Uh, Clippers are only scoring 1 point better in the last 5 games, um, but they're scoring a lot more field goals. So even though they have four, they're averaging 4 more field goals um, than the Clippers. Clippers are scoring a lot more threes, 11.2 compared to 9.8 from the Lakers. Um, Clippers are attempting more, and the uh, Clippers are going to the free throw line a lot more than the Lakers in these past 5 games. So that's a lot to take into advantage. But one advantage that the Lakers but doesn't really make that big of a difference, is steals. Lakers have 6.4 compared to 2.0 against the Clippers. This is my draft board. One thing that I didn't notice over the past, couple 10 games and stuff is that for the Clippers, Shamat has been playing very well lately. I would replace him with Patrick Beverly, and if wherever you're going to go, a lot of these, sometimes the stats that I give are for the season stats, and if you look at stats from closely updated from last like 10 games or 5 games, you'll notice that sometimes some players, their fantasy point average doesn't reflect how they've been performing lately. Shamat is one of those players. That's why I put him off to the side here in this really crucial line with LeBron James and Kuzma. The way I set up my X, I always like it. It's my Power X here. Is that I set up James. He's gonna be carrying the Lakers, and so I wanted to carry. And these 6 Clippers, Jalen Williams and Harold, they pretty much share the same amount of fantasy points going into each game. So I think it's a good match with LeBron James going into that matchup. So I went with a 3-1 lineup. So I kind of like using LeBron James as the base, and this is my column, and then Zubac is my other. So I went opposite on the other X line with 3 Lakers and 1 Clipper. So that's how I'm doing my strategy going into tonight, because I feel that LeBron James is going to be scoring the most fantasy points, whereas these Clippers are going to be sharing the ball and distributing the fantasy points evenly. And it'll match up with LeBron James scoring a lot of points, 2.5 multiplier. So that is the end of the Ranking Ball preview show for today. I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and follow us on any social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Telegram, and anywhere else where you can find us. So I'll check you out tomorrow. Bye.